Attention, everyone. This is not a drill. I repeat, this is not a drill. The Lovesquare has reversed. For real this time. After 7 whole years of watching the show, Marinette has finally admitted she's in love with Cat Noir, and Adrien has finally admitted he's in love with Marinette. I repeat, the Lovesquare has officially reversed. Hey everyone, welcome or welcome back to my channel. It's the one and only your girl, the cartoon hotspot, and in today's video we are going to be we are going to be screaming about how the Lovesquare has finally reversed. It's about time. My mind is racing. Like, you know when you've waited for something for so long and then when it finally happens you're just in disbelief? That's me right now. But contain your excitement, Grace. We've got an episode to analyze. If you're interested in my thoughts, then stick around and give this video a thumbs up. And for new viewers, be sure to subscribe to my channel and hit that bell button for post notifications. Without further ado, let's begin. The episode begins with Marinette dropping Kagami off for her fencing lesson, and here we finally see Marinette from Adrien's point of view with the pink bubbly background. No guys, let's just take a moment to just let this sink in. Look at him. Homeboy is mesmerized. He's down bad for her. Look how long he was waving at her with that love-struck smile on his face. He questions why Marinette left so fast, and Kagami is like, boy, be serious. She doesn't have fencing lesson with us. In the locker room, Adrien is looking at Kagami's drawing of Marinette and says she's beautiful. Then Adrien quickly stutters and is like, the drawing is beautiful. It's so funny seeing Adrien act like Marinette, being all flustered and stuttery. Kagami instantly knows he has feelings for her and tells him to call her and ask Marinette out on a date. He hesitates and she responds by saying, you look at her the way I wish you'd look at me. Kagami, I love you, but if I were you, no amount of money could get me to admit that. Like, I would happily take that secret with me to the grave. But that's because I have a bigger ego. Poor girl, Kagami deserves so much love. Meanwhile, Marinette is with the kiddie section band. She receives a call from Adrien and he states that his feelings for her have changed and that he'd really like to meet up with her so they can talk. He invites her to the museum and Marinette accepts. Kagami questions why Adrien invited Marinette to the museum for a romantic date, and he said that was when Marinette kissed him, so going there would clear his feelings. Whilst Kiddie section is celebrating that Marinette is going on a date, Marinette is obviously worried and she confides in Luca. She tells him that she can't go on a date with Adrien, especially at the museum, because when she's around him, she screws everything up. And then she basically recalls what happened in Strike Back by saying, my feelings for him caused me to make a huge mistake and I lost some valuable things. So she's basically talking about losing the miraculous. And Luca advises her to just leave it in the past and listen to the melody in your heart. Yeah. Oh my gosh, he gives the same advice. Like, bro, think of something else for once. I don't understand these musical metaphors, and I'm pretty sure nobody else does. He's just in his own world. I'm not even gonna say anything. Marinette responds by saying she can't hear the melody in her heart, and he says maybe because there's too much noise around you. She explains that even though they've been classmates for months, she can't tell whether her feelings for Adrien are real or just stories she made up in her head. And remember, we've spoken about this before in previous videos, particularly when Glass Theatre 2 came out. Marinette is an escapist and she hates confronting her feelings. She's also afraid of being vulnerable, so she does everything in her power to avoid having to be vulnerable by making up stories, coming up with crazy and insane plans that she knows will never work out. Luca tells her that the only way to know if she's truly in love with Adrien is to spend time with him alone, and then she begs him to come with her, to which he agrees. They arrive at the museum and Adrien sees Marinette walking with Luca. He asks Kagami if they're still together and she says, the feeling you're experiencing is jealousy. And then he asks Marinette if she's with Luca and she says yes, but only as friends. Luca tries to leave but Marinette runs after him and begs him to stay because she still can't hear the melody. Me too, girl, I can't hear anything either. Kagami also says she's staying because Adrien needs all the help he can get. Like, look at this clueless sunshine cinnamon roll. Of course he needs help with girl problems. Of course he does. In the museum, Adrien recalls when Marinette kissed him by mistaking him for a statue. This part genuinely made me laugh because look at his face when he straight up said, you kissed me. Like, boy, you are down bad for this girl. And then look at Marinette's face. She looks mortified as if she's just seen a ghost. Luca and Kagami walk off and they talk about Adrien's problem. Now, this is something I actually want to analyze thoroughly, so buckle up. Kagami states that Adrien doesn't realize his feelings for Marinette are love. And Luca responds by saying it's because he's a kind and generous person. He loves everyone and everyone loves him. He's lost in a jungle of love, and that prevents him from interpreting which love is which, so platonic or romantic, etc. What I never understood is why the fandom went with the narrative that Adrian is, and I quote, blind, because he literally isn't. I don't know where that came from, so let's debunk it. When you've been sheltered for a really long time, you are slow to understanding different social cues, and being a model with millions of fans doesn't help Adrian's case. And you're probably thinking, okay, but he instantly knew he was in love with Ladybug. Yes, because she was the first person he met, besides Chloe, and saw how confident and determined she is. He was quite literally stunned by her. I know it's weird separating the two of them, but for the purpose of this analysis, we are going to treat Marinette and Ladybug as two people. Cat Noir's love for Ladybug is what I'd call passionate love, for reasons I've already explained, and there's nothing wrong with that, by the way. Whereas Marinette provides a calm to his whirlwind of emotions that for the past 4 seasons, he didn't realize he's been in love with her the whole time. Like, have we ever considered why Adrian feels so comfortable in confiding in Marinette, especially when they first met? Like, nobody is that comfortable in being vulnerable around a person they just met. Adrian has been under the impression that his heart-racing feelings for Ladybug is the only type of love he feels. But sometimes you just need someone to make you feel at peace and safe, and Marinette provides that. And I'm not saying that Ladybug doesn't make Adrian feel safe, but you have to admit, like, Adrian's love for Ladybug is so passionate, it's so intense. With Marinette, he literally said, "I can't imagine life without you." And I believe he said that in the episode Mortification, if I'm not mistaken. It's the same way how Cat Noir makes Ladybug feel relaxed, but being around Adrian, she's all over the place, she's super clumsy and can barely get a full sentence out. Another reason why Adrian has trouble figuring out his feelings is because Marinette has denied multiple times that she isn't in love with him, to his face. For example, in the episode Puppeteer 2.0 and Troublemaker. Remember in Troublemaker, he was like, "I'm glad to have you as one of my fans." Adrian genuinely can't distinguish between admiration from his fans and love from Marinette. To me, this is what Luca was talking about when he said everyone loves him. But I'm gonna take it one step further than Luca. Everyone loves the idea of Adrian, but only a few people actually love Adrian for him. Kagami also mentions that learning to read Marinette's complex signals is difficult, and that it even took her a while. Marinette isn't clear with herself, so how can she be clear to other people? Adrian has just gone along with Marinette being weird around him because he thinks it's just normal, when other people can tell that she only acts that way around him and nobody else. These two lovable dogs are going to give me a headache. In fact, I'm already getting a headache. When Adrian tries to confess his feelings to her, Marinette freaks out and runs away. Luca tells her to trust herself, and then he looks at Adrian and hugs Marinette. Bro, you're not sly. We know what you're doing, and you know what you're doing. Kagami makes this so much more funny though. Like, I genuinely don't think she knows how funny her inputs are. Look at her smug look on her face. She asks Adrian if he's feeling jealous, and he says he wishes he was in Luca's place. So Kagami responds, to take his place. She's so straight to the point, I love it. It reminds me of when she told Marinette to never hesitate back in the episode Froza, and she was so right. She's always right. Just go for what you want in life. I stand Kagami. Everyone needs a Kagami in their life. Meanwhile, Veronique, the museum lady, is in a meeting with the mayor, and he tells her that he's not going to approve of the new exhibition of the heroes for the museum because Ladybug failed Paris and lost all of the miraculous. So it's just a brutal reminder to the people of Paris. And Veronique argues back by saying, on the contrary, it should give the people of Paris hope that Ladybug will succeed and defeat Monarch. The mayor isn't fazed at all and threatens to close down the museum, leading to Veronique getting akumatized and Monarch granting her the power of determination, or invulnerability. I don't know, I gave up trying to learn each power. Like, I've truly given up. I don't even know all of the Kwame's names, okay? I'm trying. I am truly trying. Luca and Kagami plan on getting Adrianette alone. They do this by trapping them in the exhibition, and Marinette begins to freak out. Adrian tries to calm her down by saying, "Don't worry, you're with me." She fires back and says that's the problem. She quickly backtracks and clarifies that Adrian isn't the problem, it's her the problem. Marinette is a Taylor Swift stan. Real. Canon.
It's me. Hi, I'm the problem, it's me.
Marinette told him that he's not the problem, she's the problem, because every time she gets too close to him, she makes a mess of everything. Adrian thinks she's talking about kissing him, and he reassures her that kissing him wasn't disastrous, nor was it awkward. She sighs and wishes she could tell him everything, and he responds, Marinette, you can tell me anything. And that's when they're interrupted by Veronique, or Manipula is her akumatized name. Veronique turns all of the statues into real-life heroes, or at least imitations of the heroes, and Marinette runs off to transform. Cat Noir joins her shortly after, and they're confronted by Manipula, who tells Ladybug that it's her fault the heroes are no longer here. Cat Noir reminds her that she still has him. The superhero duo fight the wax figures, whilst Manipula confronts the mayor and holds him hostage along with Chloe. So basically, the reason why the mayor disapproved of the new exhibition is because Chloe told him to. I am so sorry, but this needs to be said. Mayor Bourgeois needs to grow a spine. How are you being controlled by your daughter? What is going on here? Ladybug and Cat Noir arrive at the city hall and are confronted by wax figures of themselves. Ladybug doesn't have a clear head and almost lets the Cat Noir wax figure attack her, but luckily the real Cat Noir steps in time and saves her. He gives her his hand and we see him in Ladybug's point of view with the pink bubbly background. When Ladybug and Cat Noir confront Manipula, Chloe butts in and explains why she told her father to not allow the exhibition. She states that Ladybug is useless and that if she was still Queen Bee, Monarch wouldn't have all of the miraculous. Okay, I know Chloe is supposed to be horrible, but it's to the point I generally find her irritating whenever she's on my screen. She is so insufferable. I need the writers to just write her off the show because she adds nothing, and I mean absolutely nothing, other than to make the audience annoyed. Chloe's ineptitude and inability to accept consequences of her own actions is just so irritating, and it's partly the reason for why the heroes are in this mess in the first place. It's a long domino effect, and I am just not willing to explain it in this video. Ladybug almost gives up, but Cat Noir encourages her by saying her true power has never been the objects, but rather her power is figuring out what to do with them. She puts her lucky charm to use and defeats Manipula. Then she promises to get all of the miraculous back, but she really needs the support from the people of Paris, and Mayor Bourgeois agrees to Chloe's annoyance. When the duo run off, Ladybug stops Cat Noir and explains to him that she wasn't able to destroy the wax statue of him because she realized her feelings for him has changed in the sense that she can share things with him that can't be shared with anyone else. Basically, it's them against the world, and she forgot that for a while because all throughout season 4, she thought she needed a team of heroes, when really she's only ever needed him. This is basically her confession, but Cat Noir doesn't quite realize she's confessing her feelings to him. He tells her that there are no more misunderstandings between them and that they are the best partners in the world. Thanks to her, he's realized his true feelings. He's referring to Marinette here. He leaves and we cut back to the museum where Marinette tells the group that she has to go, and when Kagami asks Adrian how he's feeling, he says,
I think I'm in love.
He said it out loud, guys. He believes he's in love with Marinette. It's about damn time. Also, again with the song In the Rain. No, you guys don't even understand what that song does to me. It evokes so much emotion within me, I can't even explain. The final scene is Marinette in the rain and she looks at a poster of Cat Noir. She breaks down in tears and Tiki asks her if she's okay. She responds by saying, it's disastrous. I think I'm falling in love. Okay, let's talk about this. I find it so interesting how Adrian was happy that he's admitted he's in love with Marinette, whereas Marinette is unhappy with the fact that she's in love with Cat Noir. It hurts more that it's Marinette because the one thing she was avoiding since Cat Blanc is the one thing she ended up doing. She ended up falling in love with him. Whenever Marinette makes a mistake, she punishes herself and she thinks she's undeserving of any love, so she pushes away the people that care about her and pushes aside her feelings. But the thing is, life is ironic. The more you try to avoid something, the closer you drift towards it. Whilst Marinette spent all of season 4 distancing herself from Cat Noir, it only made her feeling stronger for him every day. All it took was one vulnerable moment for her to realize that she truly does love him. The problem is, Marinette is still so traumatized from losing the miraculous that she thinks her love for Adrian caused that. So she's probably thinking that her love for Adrian led to a huge mistake. What will her love for Cat Noir lead to? An even bigger mistake. But what could be bigger than the events of Cat Blanc? What could be bigger than the destruction of the entire world? and that's why she says it's a disaster. The reason why it makes more sense for Marinette to be confused and not Adrien is because Marinette isn't able to piece together that all the reasons she loves Cat Noir are the exact same reasons she loves Adrien. It's almost as if she doesn't want to come to terms with that. And that's the episode for you. I can't wait to see what's in store for Lady Noir and Adriennette this season. But I have to ask you guys this question though, because it's been bugging me for a while. So now that the Lovesquare reverse is in action, what side of the square do you think will become a couple first? Okay, well technically I wouldn't call it a Lovesquare reverse, but more of a Lovesquare dissolve, because there is no wall between them anymore. My bets are on Adriennette, because what's important is that Marinette still loves Adrien, but now she also loves Cat Noir. Her feelings for Adrien aren't going to magically disappear. They're still pretty strong. The same applies for Cat Noir's love for Ladybug. I think Adriennette is closer to becoming a canon couple than Lady Noir, because Adrien is more direct with his feelings and goes straight for what he wants, compared to Ladybug, who'd hesitate and second guess herself. But that's just my opinion. I say Adriennette, but I'm interested to hear what you guys think, so comment it down. Overall, I really enjoyed this episode, but as always, I want to put it to you guys. What did you think of the episode? Loved it? Hated it? Let me know down in the comments. But as for today, that's it from me, and I'll see you again next time.